Yeah, the Vibe Man is on your screens and you know he's about to get entertaining right here on the chat. Welcome to the chat with me, Ekow Koomson. You can find me on all social media platforms at PK_Koomson. Koomson spelled with a double N. Today, we are going to be looking at the streaming culture in Ghana. We're talking about music streaming right here in Ghana. I mean, the opportunities, the threats. We actually recently launched the Ghana Music Experience, which is going to be a streaming platform solely for Ghanaian content. What is going on there? Yeah, we'll be looking at that right here on the chat. Today I have two gallant gentlemen to actually dissect and give us all the 411 when it comes to music streaming experience right here in Ghana. Also, the Telios Incorporated actually have a new one for us, Escape Room 413. They'll be giving us everything that we need to know about this stage play that will be coming up very, very soon. And also the Ghana Peace song. Yeah, it's out there. So make sure you go listen to it from Musica. Today, the chat is going to be very entertaining, very exciting. So make sure you stick and stay because we have a very, very beautiful one for you today. We are starting the show off today with Ara the J. Man, he actually has this performance that I love so much. But fun fact about this performance is we have two of the season 5 finalists for Voice Factory in there. Actually, the one that won Voice Factory is also in there with Ara the J. I love this so much. We call it the Ara the J live performance. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the chat. But before we get into any conversation, we bring you this wonderful performance from Ara the J. You're welcome to the chat. Ooh.
Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working? How?
Who's that? Welcome to The Point of View.
Welcome to Face to Face on Channel 1 Television.
And hello, welcome to What the Papers Are Saying.
This be football made in Ghana. It be the only pidgin show where it day on your screen. Channel 1 TV.
Well, thank you so much.
Some people are late. You know, they have to catch up. City TV is now Channel 1 TV. You understand?
This is Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
You can sing it better.
I feel like.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the chat right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Ekow Koomson. I mean, I've informally introduced my guest already. I have a Pierre Sign and 7 Xavier here with me in studio. Today we're talking about, you know, when you hear the names of these two gentlemen, you know, there's...
Today I not go create trouble.
Today you create trouble.
Then they tag me too much. I know they like him.
They
I know they have a problem child though, but not for the industry.
So do you think you have friends in the industry?
I don't know.
But you should know. I mean, you being all over the place, jabbing people everywhere.
No, I know the job. I talk what I feel we have to pay attention to. And I hope soon we'll realize it's for the better.
It's for the better.
Yeah, because I can see what is going wrong and keep quiet, and it will really affect staff. But the moment I start making noise about it, then it means I want the right people to know. And trust me, Ekow, I know you. If I feel I have to pass something straight to you and I can get you, I won't go to social media.
You go corners.
Yes.
Okay.
7, I know him. If me and 7 get issue, we go search them for background because you know how you get, I know how I get them.
Yeah, and then,
that's basically him.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you care to know, I mean, Appiah walked into the studio and then boom, 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 attacks everywhere. I was like, oh, Charlie, what I do? Anyways, but 7, how you doing? I mean, how's the industry treating you? Is it been nice?
I like to say nice shirt. It looks like it's from Kenya. But anyway,
Senior man in status.
Oh my God! Anyways, it's actually from Kenya.
I knew it.
And it was given to me by one Ghanaian designer there.
In Kenya.
It's called Sentosei. So special shout outs to you, Sentosei. I mean, he designed this for me.
What was Reggie's father's label?
Reggie's father's label. Yeah. Which Reggie?
Reggie Rockstone. His father had seen something.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. So Sentosei designed this for me. So yeah, it feels good. But I had to actually put me on the spot.
Oh, no. I'm just asking. It's a nice shirt. It's a really nice shirt.
Thank you. But how you doing? How's the industry treating you?
Oh, Charlie, we're still hoping for good things to come. Hoping for government / industry players / music Gumro, all of them to get on board as to what needs to be done for the industry and not for favors and
individuals
and political gains and stuff like that. So,
all right. But we just gone by, we just saw Ara the J, one of the exciting talents that we have right here in the country, I would say. I mean, I've hosted Ara the J. I think I've lost count because I really love his works, and I've told him that anytime he has something out, I'm always ready to actually give him the platform to actually push him. But I mean, what's your thoughts about what we just experienced, what we just watched? And you have actually followed him.
Yeah,
for
I know
some time
him.
now.
I know him.
Any advice or anything for him? From both of you, actually.
See, you can't advise a creative, because it's just what it is. Creativity. You can't advise on creativity. You can advise on the business of creativity.
But you can't advise on creativity.
No, I
wow.
Really can't.
Why do you say so?
Because otherwise, then it's like we have the same road. Like all of you go down this road, if you do this, the same thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But I can advise in the business of it. The same way like a record label will see 2 artists, and they're both good in their own way, but they'll choose one over the other.
Yeah.
It's just business. Which ones they think they can market and work with easier or properly, that's one we'll go for.
All
so
right.
yeah.
So what would be your advice to him on business side?
On the business, no, not to him. To whichever label wants to sign him or talk to him or whatever, set something up. Yeah, just know what you want to do.
Yeah, the label shouldn't control him too much.
Oh, well, that's the creativity part. If they want to, based on them trying to make money in a certain way, that's fine. But yeah, I mean, I can't. It's business. Music is business, though. Like it's it is business.
I feel you because sometimes you
to the point when you are signed, they own your image.
Yeah,
they own your image. That's how business minded they are. In certain parts, they even take a life insurance on you. Yes, if you die, they take money. They get insurance money. So we are joking 1,000% here. Yeah.
Wow.
And
Apia
so,
side.
if you hear American artists dying left and right, you should know what.
Anything for, I mean, the J. I love what I just watched. I mean, your reservations about that or your comments on that.
Right, so he's good. Honestly, it's the first time I'm hearing him.
Oh. He doesn't go out much then.
Yeah.
I should be taking you out more.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I don't go out much. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm repenting.
Yeah. So, but what will be your, impressions?
Yeah,
of what you just watched and
the
listened?
performance is good. I was telling you, renditions, I feel it's normal, right? But for you to come out with something new, for people to jump on, is what really makes you. So I saw the last song that you played before we went live. It's a nice song, so already I will relate.
Yeah.
But for me to hear something I have not heard before and feel like, no, who is that? Is what breaks the deal for me. Right? So he's doing well, but I would say he should do more original stuff. So he won't have people dragging him to court when he starts making numbers. Yeah.
That's very, very good. But I mean, I'll implore you all watching us now or listening, whatever you're doing, make sure you listen to the J. Give him some ears, because he has really, really beautiful stuff. His new EP is out. I mean, it's been out for some time now. Finding Nemo series, the capsule. So make sure you go listen to the deluxe version.
Finding Nemo?
Yeah, Finding Nemo series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he is the Nimono and he's finding himself.
Oh,
so yeah,
okay.
he's the capsule. The first one is a capsule, and he has a new one coming up very, very soon. So it's going to be massive, and he actually featured Black Sheriff on the Jesus Christ 2. That's the second part of Jesus Christ, the original one. So it's very beautiful. I love your RDJ, you know that. So Charlie, keep going and keep rising to the top. But today, our conversation is about music streaming in Ghana. To both of you, the first question I'm going to ask you, it might sound very basic, but what is music streaming, or what is streaming in general? Because, for some people, they'll tell you, oh, for me, I'm used to downloading music, right? How different is downloading music from streaming music? If we can start from there, so we get into the conversation proper. I'll start with you, Apia.
Okay, so streaming, I usually like explaining some of these terms off technology.
Okay.
Let's get it out of there so we can relate and make more sense out of it. So a stream, like water that flows, right? So it's continuous. It doesn't really end. It's in motion. So it's something that when it starts, you can continue and get it in chunks or bits. At the end of the day, you can fill up your bucket and go home while the stream still runs. It's like having maybe a YouTube stream or a YouTube live session like we are doing now, and someone decides to watch part of it and leave. Someone comes later and gets their part and go. We download gives you an offline version, which means when the stream is even not flowing anymore, you still have a bucket of that water which you can use, right? So download is having your copy of the source. So if I am apiasign.com and I'm running a music promotion platform where you can buy or download songs, the moment you click the download button and it moves from my server and comes to sit on your device, be it a mobile phone or a computer. If today apiasign.com is no more, you still have your content and you can use it. But with streams, you have to be directly connected to the source in real time to enjoy. So if the source is no more, you lose your content because you really don't have it. So the advantage with stream is you don't need a lot of storage. Because basically, if you are, let's say I'm streaming a video that's about 200 megabytes. I don't need 200 megabytes to stream that video.
Okay.
Because I get part of it in real time, and that storage is released whilst new bytes of it comes in. But if I want to download, I need at least that 200 megabytes to have it on my machine,
your machine.
or your device.
All right.
So that's the main difference. Streaming, saves us the hassle to have storage, and you need internet. So in tech, whatever route you take, there's a price to pay.
Okay.
So if I decide to do streaming, I don't worry about storage, but I need stable internet. I need fast internet. If I decide to do downloads, I remember those days where we were downloading games and it took us 2 weeks.
2BD.
And it took us 2 weeks to get a game downloaded. The moment you download, you don't care anymore. You now have a copy. Now storage is your problem. And I remember those days we have CDs and we burn all of those things somewhere so we can free up space and use the hard disk for something else. So download will lock that space. Stream doesn't, but you will need very strong internet to consume their content.
Oh wow, that's good. But Seven, how has streaming made the music space now? Because somebody is sitting now. For them, they really don't have any of these streaming platforms on their phones. They don't know anything about it. I just want us, for education purposes, for people to understand the pros and cons when it comes to this before we settle on like home or Ghana. How has streaming made the music space now?
Well, it depends on who you're asking. If you ask a copyright owner, i.e. like a record label, they'll have a different answer. If you ask an artist, they'll say something else. If you ask the consumer, they might say something else. But I think it is the person that it benefits most is probably the consumer. Because they have music at the fingertips, and as soon as it drops, they have it. I mean, you don't have to go to a store anymore to go and buy the music.
The streaming platform is in store.
It's in store, and you can get like every song made that is on the platform to listen to. So imagine you're buying CDs, and you don't have enough money to buy more than 10 CDs. So you have a few that you have to listen over and over and over again. But now we have these platforms where you can listen to any song, like all the songs that you want to listen to is on the platform. So for the consumer, it's possibly the best thing that could ever happen to music. But at the same time, we should look at from the artist's perspective, it's like the consumers always looking for the next. So an artist, it's like it's not valued. Music is not valued anymore.
Because of the streaming platform.
To me, that's my opinion.
I mean, I want you to personalize it.
Yeah, my opinion. Yes, the music is not valuable anymore. It's recently one of the heads at Spotify, when questioned about why they don't want to raise the rates for musicians or rights holders and stuff like that, he was saying, it costs $0 to make music now. So that is from like a streaming platform owner thinking that, the music that you're bringing, it costs almost nothing to make anyway. So why do you want us to give you a higher rate? So it depends on who. It's like the creators definitely are at the bottom end now. Like nobody values what they do anymore. Like imagine back in the day, like a Michael Jackson song, it's a song. Like it's something that you wait for, something that you want to have. But these days, I don't think there's any song that people just are craving to have. Like you have to have it. Yeah. It's like you can go online, YouTube, like you have like a plethora of them that you can go to. I personally use music a lot, YouTube a lot to listen to music. There's Spotify, there's Apple Music, there's Deezer, there's Audio Mac. Like there's so many.
GMX.
There's GMX. There's Baumia's GMX. It's so music is everywhere. Yeah. It's everywhere. So it makes it almost like it's not a scarce commodity anymore, which it used to be, and it was a privilege to even have some of the albums and CDs. But these days it's like water. It's everywhere. You don't even respect it anymore. But you also have to understand that the people. I'm talking about engineers. I'm talking about the artists, the people who play instruments. All these people who add up to make one song, and it's like it's not respected because I can get it anywhere.
But what do you also say to people who say that streaming has also given acts the opportunity to be able to reach the world? In that previously they will have to like put in a lot of work. So right now I am sitting in Ghana, but I can pick up my phone and listen to a song that was made by, say, Sauti Soul in Kenya. When I don't have to be in Kenya to actually get to hear it, because if I'm in Kenya, that's where I'll get to hear it. you know, in real time. What do you have to say about that as well? Because, you know, in as much as it has its bad sides, it also has its good sides.
It makes music accessible to everyone and anyone. And you can have a global audience in a matter of days or weeks. You know, that is 100% possible. But at the end of the day, what also counts is how much money am I getting for all these people listening to me? Because Spotify's only problem that they have now is the fact that artists are protesting like, hey, the 0.003 per stream is too little, you know, for us to actually make money off this or even live. I'm not sure if you ever watched the Spotify movie.
No.
But yeah, you have to watch it, yeah. But it was, from the beginning, artists were complaining that
From
it
the
was
onset.
not, from the onset, there wasn't a model that favors the artist.
Yeah. Let me try and pull up something on Google that I saw, and I'll come to you with that for a peer sign. So I just put this in there, like how many streams do you need to make $1? It says for Spotify, you will need around 229 streams.
Exactly what I told you earlier.
Yeah, to make $1. I mean, about 229 to 250 streams. It says, and you need 249 streams to reach $1 on Amazon Music. With the Music Gateway streaming royalties calculator, you can compare the royalties, blah, 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 and everything. Now, how lucrative, let's put it that way, is streaming? Up here.
It depends on the artist, right? You jump onto some platforms and they have millions of monthly listeners, and some are even struggling to hit 100. Right, so it's difficult to say that it's lucrative or not. But when it comes to, I feel that there's a lot of work that needs to go into the promotion to make the song discoverable.
Okay.
Right. So if, like the artist we discussed earlier, Arade J, right. I can hear his song once and fall in love with it. But honestly, I have not heard him before. So recommendation could, on a streaming platform, could be a way to discover someone like that. Right, so when it comes to it being lucrative, for him, if he's new, then he gets the chance to be recommended or partner or collaborate with someone who gives him that exposure. His story will be different from someone who feels like, I have 5 million listeners, I have 10 million listeners a month, and this is what you are paying me. It's sometimes, I feel artists have also played a role to be exploited. You want to bargain what you are due from the get-go.
What you deserve.
Right. But M7 will tell you, no one is helping you, it's business. I've heard him say that several times.
Business, yeah.
And whenever he says that, I'm like, how many times do we want him to say this for us to understand that no streaming platform is helping anybody?
When you say no streaming platform is helping
it's not
anybody, how do you, like, what do you mean?
We are working. They need you as much as you need them.
Yeah.
Imagine you have a very good, stable platform that has all of the fine features and there's no song there. Imagine you have all of the 9 songs and there's nowhere to put it. So we are working together. And I feel that is where sometimes the artists miss, or that is what they miss. And they feel like, it's the start. Oh, Semituminya, or if I go get some 100,000 and I be there, I be better pass here, I don't get anything. Then you get that, and you start complaining when you realize, no,
it's not enough.
it is not enough. So I feel from the start, I get it. There's exchange, like I mentioned. In tech, every route you take, you pay. And I keep saying this, that if there's any free platform or product online, you, the user, are the product.
Where you, the user, are the product means?
Like Facebook. Have you been paying for Facebook?
They're taking your information.
Have you been paying for
and stuff and
Facebook?
selling.
No.
No. Today, Facebook didn't start with ads. Why did they start with ads? Because they have you. And they are telling people that if you put X there, Ekow will see it.
And he will buy.
So come and put it there. Yeah, so they took time to gather you and me to make money today. Right, so if you don't think like this from the get-go, you feel like they are helping you. But you realize, no. Now you can leave, they don't care. Because of you, they have X number of people who can replace your spot, or they're even battling to get the spot you are occupying. And these things are not things that you can just sit home or Google and know. It will take people who understand what goes behind these systems to get them to work. There are a lot of free platforms today. Some of them are even paying us to use them or put content there.
Yeah.
And it has changed people's life.
Sure.
You are just being paid very small margins of what they are making. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, for example, so Spotify again, they are in the UK Parliament is basically trying to investigate Spotify, and the main reason was because they found that so the UK artists make about $1 billion. Well, they make revenue of about £1 billion a year for Spotify, but Spotify only pays out 13% of that money.
Really?
Yeah, 13% of that money. 13% of $1 billion.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, these platforms really pay really little profits to artists or rights holders. I don't want to say artists. Let me say rights holders. Yeah.
All right.
Because in the grand scheme of things, these monies are usually paid to record labels, and they have to then they also divide the pie and pay the artists.
So even that 13% they are paying,
It will is going to record labels.
So-
and the record labels will have to divide.
so let's
that.
break it down.
It's sometimes, okay, so let's rather take it from this angle. With the huge guys, the artists don't even interface with them directly.
They don't interface with who?
You don't go and put your song on Spotify. You don't do that.
So it's
aggregators assist you.
Most of the
Yes.
most of the
So
platforms.
they use, for instance, CD Baby, DistroKid, and all of those guys, and they are able to broadcast it. So you upload once, you get it on Deezer, Spotify, YouTube Music,
Audiomack,
Boomplay, and even Shazam if you want to pay for the discovery.
TikTok and all those things if you want.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's any Ghanaian artist here who picked up their song and went to drop it straight
on Spotify.
No,
Now-
they can't manage that.
Okay, so now if you drop it on Spotify, that means the money comes to you directly.
Assuming you could do that.
Assuming, let's
Yes.
assume.
Yeah.
But if you go through this third parties,
Yes, so-
then the money will go to them, and then now they will in turn give you your money.
It's a way to manage the load, right? If I'm dealing with you and you have 100 or let's say 10 artists, I sum up that 10, give you the breakdown, and settle you what you are due. Now, based on the agreement you also have with those 10 artists,
And you also break
you
down.
also pass down that.
Wow. Anyways, now let's bring it home to Ghana. When you look at the streaming culture in Ghana, what will be your assessment of the streaming culture in Ghana? Are we picking up? Has it stalled? Is it even a lucrative space for the Ghanaian, to be on a streaming platform as opposed to downloading the song? What will be your assessment of the streaming culture here in Ghana?
I think people. I think the number one platform now might be Audiomack.
Yeah.
In Ghana.
In Ghana, yeah. It might be. Because it's free.
It's free, yeah.
And it doesn't pay the artist either.
Audiomack doesn't pay the artist.
No, Audiomack doesn't pay the artist. And it's free. Yeah. So everybody comes in with a business plan, but then Audiomack was funded a lot of money because Audiomack came to Africa, not just Ghana, but like Africa, and then went back to the States or wherever and said, hey, we have like the largest collection of African music on our platform. And we can do this, we can do that, and can do this. So I think they signed some type of deal with Werner. They got a lot of money for it, But yeah, African acts really don't have anyone speaking for them in terms of like the government or there's no policies to guide that. So they can actually come in and do that. Like I was telling you, like the UK Parliament is going after Spotify for UK artists.
So our people should also stand up for us.
Well, unfortunately, they should, but they're not doing that.
They're not doing that.
They are fighting about majority and minority seats, but I wish they would put in.
But you see, which then would dive us into the conversation, one of the spots that we want to get into today, about our Ghana music experience. Would you then say that because of all these challenges, that's why this application has been created for the Ghanaian artists to have somebody speak for them?
Okay, so with that app in particular, I think the conversation goes two very different ways. If we get clarification on a few things, or the one thing, is it Baumia's app, or is it a businessman trying to navigate the industry and create a solution for it? Because these two explanations.
I feel like, okay, so
in your opinion, you were
no,
at the
I was there.
launch.
So I am, because now we are not getting the clarity that we need. Is it a private government partnership? Is it a private public partnership? Is it somebody who has an idea and the government thinks, oh, this is a great idea, so we want to push it and take it to, to all Ghanaians as we want to? As of now, I do not have the clarity I need when it comes to that.
But they mention on one platform that they are doing their thing.
Who mentioned?
Their spokesperson.
Who is that? For GMX.
Yes.
GMX.
Yeah, I was on. I actually talked to her that day. We didn't really go into ownership, who owns it, whose idea was it. We didn't really go.
But
into
if you go on Play Store or the App Store, it tells you that it's Omni Strategies.
Yeah.
They are the ones that own the app.
Right.
No. Well, from my understanding,
Okay.
yes, they created the app.
They created it, but they don't own it.
No, and they've created other elephant-based apps.
Let me come in there. So I can create an app for Channel 1.
Yeah.
That necessarily mean when you go onto Play Store, you should see appear sign as the creator. If I've been paid to do it and it belongs to Channel 1, I'm supposed to either guide Channel 1 to set up that store so it represents Channel 1, or Channel 1 will do that and just pick up the app from me and dump it there. So if it's showing that it's appear sign, then really it's appear sign until it's changed.
Until it's changed.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is not government.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because from what we understand, GMX is owned by Ghana Music Multimedia something.
Okay.
That is the company. That is the company. So that owns
The mother
app.
company. Okay.
That owns the app, or that owns the app. And the Omni Strategies, they developed it for them. But I'm definitely sure there might be a relationship between the two companies somehow.
Sure.
Yeah, but all I know is like the Omni Strategies also has developed like other apps, mostly elephant apps.
When you say elephant apps,
I don't
is
get
it that the app is big?
Don't buy seven. Seven just be mischievous.
Elephant
but I
apps.
mean, let's
So that's where we also put like 1 and 2 together.
Yeah.
To get MPP. That's why there might be some confusion. So the app itself.
Yeah.
Looking at it, I can tell it's probably from India, and they just bought the code and switched a few things up. And then they have what we have now as GMX.
Good.
But that's their problem. But my problem will be talking to the spokesperson. It looks as if there's not a proper idea of if they are to launch a streaming service, what exactly will be needed and where they should focus.
But they are saying it's a streaming service.
Yeah, well, when you ask more questions, right, it just seems like a long sales pitch where they are telling you they are doing merchandise for artists, they are doing royalties for artists, like everything. Oh yeah, they are linked to Gumroad to give something. They are doing. It's like they are doing so much now. The app is not even like a streaming service anymore. It's like whatever we think is wrong with the music industry, it's in the app. That is my one problem that I have with them.
So when I was there, when they did the launch, right? And I want us to dissect it and make it as easy as possible for people. One of the things is it is an app that is going to have every song that was made in Ghana by a Ghanaian.
That is where. Okay, well,
You get
finish up.
would be on the app.
Right.
Now it will also have a subscription-based option where you can subscribe and get to listen to songs made by Ghanaians. Now from that, they are going to have this whole, because I mean, you two have been fighting for the longest time about split sheets and people need to get their money and all of that.
Right.
It looks like you're not excited that this has come to actually solve the very problem that you've been fighting for, split sheets and all of that.
Because you can just tell from the beginning how flawed their thinking is, and them not really being.
I don't even think it solves that problem.
No, it doesn't solve anything
Yeah,
because
it
them
doesn't.
not really knowing the business of music, right? And I don't blame them because their consultants were Musica and Gambro, you know, which to me from the start, it just makes everything go in a negative way, you know. So you cannot have every music made in Ghana on your app because unfortunately we have labels, not just now, but even back in the day, who own our music. The rights holders. Remember, I didn't want to say artists.
Just, yeah.
I want to say rights holders.
owners, yeah.
The rights holders are the labels and these big companies who were in Ghana in the 70s, who own most of our high lives. Ghana, we got our freedom.
Freedom, yeah.
Yeah, it's not owned by any Ghanaian. It's owned by Orchard Music, a subsidiary of Sony.
Really?
Yes. Most of our now artists who are signed to the Def Jams, the Empires, and blah blah blah, they don't own
Warner
those
Music.
Warner Music.
Sony.
They don't own Sony's. They don't own the music. It's all owned by these people, right? So you need to have their consent to be able to put
list it right.
on the app. Now, and at that point, it has to make sense for them to push their songs on that platform, right? Now, what I know is Spotify and Co. You possibly hardly hear the labels complaining about these platforms, and the reason is the labels are part owners or co-owners of these streaming platforms. That was the only way they allowed their music to be on there. Now, you recently heard the label, a label going after TikTok recently because they wanted TikTok revenue. And we're not just talking like, oh, the music is played. No, we want your ad revenue. We want your this. Whatever revenue you make, we want part of it. Then we will allow you to put our content on.
Oh, so that was what brought, was it Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift has numerous problems before that, but yeah, there's a bunch of artists from a particular label or
Record label, yeah.
They
and then
took all their
after
songs.
that, when they sorted it out, now they restated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pure business. We want a revenue share of what you're making. That is what, and so they have the same arrangements they have with the other big companies, so that they can allow their content to be on there. You know, so for a streaming company to come into the space thinking we are going to help, no, it's business. People might come after you because you can't put my content on your, especially because now if they want to put every Ghanaian, like I said, big labels and other entities on some of these songs, and they'll come after you.
What is the problem with this app? And how can we actually solve these problems, if even there is a problem with this app? Because it looks like a lot of people are not really excited about this. Because for most people, they feel they should be excited.
Let me give a short
Okay.
answer. I think you're just not excited because it is about mere promise. You know, that is one of the
Now you're
major
being
reasons.
political.
Yeah,
No, I'm not being political. No, I mean,
let me be technical. Let me more technical than political.
No. See, no.
We cannot be political.
See, we cannot be technical because the thing was in beta when it was launched, and
But sometimes that's allowed.
so I'm saying they would improve it because before they launch in 2025, that's what they said, right?
Yeah.
So 2025, I'm hoping that by 2025 it will be
better.
much improved. My problem was why launch it when it's in the beta mode?
But
but
sometimes it's allowed.
It's
To launch in the
allowed.
beta.
Yeah, you can launch in a beta and be explicit about it and say that this feature, that feature
Will come later.
is even being tested. So
Yeah.
don't put your last on it.
Yeah.
It's buggy. It can break.
So then,
It can even go off.
Yeah,
we can
but-
decide not to
so
release it at the end of the
So
day.
we also can't really bash them on technicality, right?
Oh, we can.
No, we can't on technicality because
there are some things that you don't test on beta. They can't be beta tested. For instance, you have an application where people have to create an account, and the account creation isn't working. That is not beta testing. That is people's data. They are moving onto your platform, and you cannot play with that. You can beta test features on your app that you have control over, but not that I come and put my email there, and it's being handled anyhow, and you tell me I should keep quiet because you are testing.
Maybe they're just using the users they want to sign on like QA testers for now.
You don't do that. So if that is the case, there are ways to do that. There's something called A/B testing. There's also internal and external testing done by iOS, Apple. So with Android is quite open. So I can build an app today, and all I have to do is to send you an APK on WhatsApp, or give you a link to download and install on any Android device. It will work.
All right.
Have you seen that happen on iOS before? I don't know, but based on the worker, you cannot just pass. You won't be able to do that.
But let's make progress with the technicalities of it, and then also one thing that I really want us to touch on is how viable is this? Because if we say we are going to only stream Ghanaian music, are we limiting ourselves?
Right.
If this should actually, finally be.
Right. Yeah. So first with the technicalities, first off, I've been tagged to be kind of politically motivated because they feel I'm bashing them too much. I'm not bashing. In other parts of the world, what I'm doing for them for free, people are paid to find bugs in applications. People are paid to hack applications and get rewards. They are paying hundreds, thousands of dollars just to say this part is wrong. It can be exploited, prove, and they get their money. I can later send you data on even PlayStation, Xbox.
All of them.
They have issues that have been published where people, some of them were by accident, others were deliberate to find loopholes, and they discovered and they share.
All right.
So they have these things published. So I'm not bashing anyone to tarnish anyone's image. I've seen an issue, or I've seen issues that I feel they need attention.
What are these
some
issues?
of them. Okay. So it started when the launch happened, which was some Wednesdays behind. So on a Thursday, I was minding my business when I had messages and calls from people in Accra. I wasn't in Accra. They were asking if I've seen the platform, and they were excited, right? So the way the message kept coming, I decided to go check it out. So first, I carry 2 devices because of the work I do.
Yeah.
The 2 popular platforms you can have is iOS and Android, right? Sure. So I hold these 2 at any point in time.
Sure.
So I tried it here, I tried it there. When I downloaded, first thing I realized there was a glitch in the presentation. So what I mean is how it's displayed on the different platforms.
The user interface, the user experience,
I realized it wasn't consistent. But that is nothing, like it doesn't really break anything. So I let that slide, and I decided to sign up and enjoy the Ghanaian content. So going through the process, I have done this several times. So I know how it should behave before I land somewhere. It happened and it didn't look normal. So I decided to go back and do it again. On a good day, I shouldn't be able to go back. After signing up, you should never be able to go back to sign up.
Once you've put your email and it tells you like probably just go to this link and everything, that's it. Your email is locked in. If you try using the same email again, it will tell you this email already.
Correct. So before you can even use that email again, you should log out of the platform, which should land you on a login page, not a sign up page. Because you have already logged out. So you don't sign up again, you log in.
You log in, yeah.
But when I went out, I ended up on the sign up page again, which I have a video for.
To sign up again.
Right, yeah.
Sure.
And I recorded because I had a strong feeling that they will fix it and say I'm lying. And they fixed it and they said I'm lying. Unfortunately, that day, people tried.
And they also experienced the same thing.
Yes. So I realized, I went back and I just tapped the sign up again, or the create account again, and I get into the app. Then I go back with the same email, which shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
And I decided to even use an email that should not work. When I mean should not work, emails have patterns, right? You have your username, an @sign, a domain,
and
an extension.
Yeah.
I tried breaking that, and there's a process there's a part of the process called validation, which is to do what I just said, to make sure
they are in the same order.
Correct pattern. It didn't shoot the pattern, but it went through. So then I realized.
So you're trying to say if you put like Echo at Kenya or something,
it will go.
What's the problem with
you
Kenya?
you have to see the video. So for me, at that time, it wasn't again to tarnish anyone's image. I sent it to people who I felt could let them know.
Yeah.
And like you've invited me, I was invited. I've received this message from you. You claim XYZ is not working, and what are you saying? I explained it, and they came to defend and say it wasn't true. And people tried it there. The video was showing it. Few days after, they did a release that fixed that issue, which I'm happy. And it was okay for them to come and say, "Oh yeah."
Can you move on to like the more meaty part?
Okay,
you
so
see
the meaty part.
Yeah.
Still issues, and it's again linked to the sign up or the onboarding bit. Now, if you've used other platforms, there's an onboarding process which will ask you which artist.
What's your favorite?
Yes.
Your kind of genre you love to listen to.
They don't do that because they have time. That is how they get the system to know you.
Oh, so the algorithm.
What to recommend. That part is missing. Today, I don't know if they'll release another update to put it in there. But if you are just taking my phone number, I don't know how my phone number will tell you if I like Sarkodie or Shatawale. Right? So that part is off. Now you get onto the platform, or I'm on a platform, you play 1 or 2 songs, it works. Now, Seven was saying it's maybe an Indian job. I haven't seen the back end, I haven't seen the code, so I can't tell. But I feel it's more of a download platform than a streaming platform.
Okay.
And this is why I'm saying so.
Okay, tell me.
I explain what a download is.
Yeah.
And what a stream is. Streams will come in chunks. If your internet is not stable or good, it will buffer.
Yeah.
Download will wait to get everything 100% before
it plays.
It plays. I intentionally reduced the stability or the type of network I was using to a 2G network to simulate how the experience will be if my internet is not correct. It didn't stream anything. With the same network, I moved to a YouTube Music, to a Spotify.
And it was streaming at least.
And it plays. And the reason they are able to do so is because they are able to detect your internet speed and serve content that can run on that internet speed. So if you're watching YouTube, perhaps you have not noticed, but sometimes the video
quality,
is sharper.
Yeah, the quality drops.
It's because of your internet speed. So if it gets better, you realize that the picture gets better. Then it buffers if it's not. When it buffers, it will give you a low quality so that it doesn't break what you are enjoying. So it gives you what to continue with and later moves to a better version when it can.
Yeah.
This was missing. Now the last part is the promise of making artists more money.
Yeah.
The only way you can make artists more money is when people are spending a lot of time on the platform. The more songs you stream, the more money the platform makes, the more money artists make. Now, how would you keep people on the platform? It's recommendation. Now, I play a song, and after the song plays, we are done. I don't know what plays next.
Oh, so the algorithm should be able to recommend something on its own.
I don't feel there's an algorithm that is recommending anything. There's not, because you can try this on any platform. You play a song, and other songs will play.
Yeah.
And this is done, one, by the onboarding process I mentioned, also via acoustic fingerprinting, which is what Shazam uses to tell you it's this song or that song, regardless of where you are playing. So what that will do is to give you like deep details of the waves, the tempo, BPM, how the song is arranged and all of that, how the song sounds or looks like, and use that to map it to other songs that have. So I play one Amapiano tune, I get Amapiano. I play High Life, I get High Life. So you don't just build based on what people submit, because I can, like what you are doing now. Someone releases a song and says Afrofusion, Afropop, High Life, dancehall, right? They are, and we sometimes disagree.
Yeah.
So if you are going to basically based on metadata and use that to recommend songs, you may get it wrong, and it goes a very long way to affect the artist whose song you are recommending after the previous. Because given I'm listening to a dancehall song, and you recommend a song that is not really dancehall, because you just saw dancehall in the genres, and I skip, that song may not be recommended the next time someone listens to a dancehall song.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much for that. I mean, that was very, very elaborate. That was very detailed, and I really appreciate you for that. But Seven, do you think this is a step in the right direction, having that we are just going to have only Ghanaian music, or we should open it up to have other music from other countries on as well? Should this actually work? Let's just assume it is working, it is flying. Should we open it up to the international community, or we should just keep it to strictly Ghanaian music?
You keep saying we. Do we really have a say in that?
Oh, but we can recommend it. That's why we are all industry people.
No, we really, it's somebody's business.
Yeah, so we can recommend to them. So what will be your recommendation? That's all I'm asking.
My recommendation is to talk to people who actually know the business. That's my number one recommendation to them, because it looks as if they talk to people who really have no clue what it takes. I'm talking tech people, I'm talking business people. I'm talking music business people, and I'm talking even artists. These people were not talked to or consulted.
We're not consulted.
Yeah, and these things. So I can't sit on air and give you free advice, but you should, because I'm definitely sure somebody that I know possibly took some good money to tell them, yeah, this is what they would like, just do it for them, they would like this. No, but we are in 2024, and we've been exposed to platforms outside of the country, or like other platforms, and we've seen how over the years they've changed, or they've morphed into better platforms based on feedback that they get, based on certain different things, based on the business of everything. So the recommendation that we can give them really is we want a good platform. To the number one thing an artist or a rights holder would be looking out for is money. And I've been very disappointed with the, what's her name, Akisi, right? Because she's the communications head for the GMX. The number one thing, if you remember that night, my only thing I wanted to know, what rate are they paying musicians or artists?
No, but they've told us what they were charging us.
Yes, they've told us, but then what rates are they paying?
What did they say?
Well, they are charging us 10 cedis to subscribe.
10 cedis to subscribe.
Okay. And so what was the estimation of the users they expect to get?
It's okay. None. We cannot go into all of that.
They didn't say. Because there's so many questions that should be asked.
Yeah. Seven, I beg. It's critical to know what you expect. In that, how much of that 10 cedis goes to the content owners?
See, that's all like their business plan. We can't go into that.
Yeah, we can't. But it's VP or value proposition for me. If I want to I want to put my content on that platform.
All right.
Because at the end of the day, what am I going to get?
You know something, guys? Let us actually make this second part, which is going to look at the money, the value, all of that, another conversation for another day, because that's also another elaborate one that we need to go deeper into. But to all the, producers.
We'll probably need to get Akisi here too.
Yeah, sure. I was really looking forward to doing that. My producer was trying to reach out, but
I'm sure she didn't come.
It's okay. I have no mercy for that.
Which is which?
Seven.
Oh, we were on a show last week, and
you are being stubborn.
We were on a show last week, and apparently she was supposed to be there, and Coca, I'm not sure how Coca comes in, said she shouldn't make it. So
you are being stubborn.
You are
being stubborn. Be like a peer side. Be like a peer side.
I didn't say Kuka said anything. I didn't say Kuka called me.
Let's go for a break. We'll be right back after this break.
John, mema wakwaba.
Yeah, so.
Alaji, mema wakwaba.
Yeah.
John, I had a bro, one.
we dey am Ghana nti na me na mo wan say mbere kakra no meja no ho to no nti na ma saba
Alaji abi ebreo
yo me da say mo amonim tamana ama wa ho kire mo miana na me boaboa na kakra na se say de my crowd say me pese me be ware no na me ko siesie no na me man san gina ne na aso biom no ye kra behwe
yo abusuafo yesempa yo ama Ghana wasumo
Mentumi ensan nchi sho bread baby a wo de me fam yi amane hu baby mentumi biom forward ever backwards never
John wo okwan a wo de me bai fa so ahokyere ekom dum so hwa me nana no ya free SHS ya ba ya kom anya school anko edeke ya o ma yefe
ase wo ma se sambe hye obo sa ho mache tu okro kokra meko bank na makwa ko yiska e de abra magana na maboni dwetire ama na starting kokon ketenkete
Akonta, you are still incompetent. 2% side mami abrabo, etu chacha to say aviator. There be embasso.
Alaji has also promised us jobs through digitalization. Ejimambe Bususe.
Alaji de metenso a na masore emiri bia mekani abesano otimi to kanea light e woni phone so e ma me ba bia wonam bia yo ama Ghana enya me me ware ama wo Alaji ni Jones ni wa choose
no ababa say eye Alaji number 1
Alaji number one.
Esuro.
Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. And both teams to score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the Bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet saver, win, even if your bet misses. While the boys get front row seats to an exciting Premier League game, the girls are next door, catching up on a scenic getaway to the Australian outback. Watching together is always better. That's why DSTV Stream has content for the whole family to enjoy. Families that watch together, bond together. Dr. Baumian once said,
every constituency will get $1 million every year for rural and deprived communities. Under this program, there should be no village or community in Ghana after the first 2 years that would have a water problem or a toilet problem.
Next joke, please. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
We all have that one friend. Always by your side for the big moments and ready to assist. He's always got his eyes on the prize and his heart in the right place. Where would we be without our BFFs? This season, enjoy all 380 Premier League games with your BFF GoTV. Upgrade or reconnect to GoTV Super Plus for the discounted price of just 265 cedis today. GoTV, love it. No pressure.
Another morning, another day filled with possibilities. My old car reflects my journey, and today could be the day I take a big step forward. Anything is possible. Just think about it.
My shelves are ready to be filled, and soon the flat rate will open up exciting new opportunities. I can already envision a vibrant shop bustling with customers, all eager to discover what I have to offer.
I feel optimistic about import costs. Why? Because with DMB flat duty rates, my expenses will be more manageable. I can see my business thriving.
Every moment spent with my son brings back wonderful memories.
I tell you, my son, with my digital skills, now one can create games in a website.
Esuro, boot number 1 on the ballot.
From the producers of Speaking the Truth in Love.
Maybe you are the one who made a mess of your life.
Entering into his rest.
It was
Betting. Sports betting. Surrender your will.
And design experience drive.
It was stolen in the heist, sir.
What?
Telios Incorporated invites you to Telios Events X, a captivating musical stage play titled Escape Room 413. 2 shows live at the National Theatre on Sunday, November 17, 2024. First show 3 p.m. Second show 7 p.m. Rate is a cool 150 cedis. Tickets available via short code *725 *1175# and ticket hotline at 0543 47 9916 0543 47 9916. Can't wait to see you at Events X, Telios Incorporated, till we all come.
Man, you're welcome back to the chat right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Ekow Koomson. I'm super excited about this because if you know me very well, you know I'm a big fan of stage plays. Anything that's happening on stage live, I just love it. So when it comes to live band music, I am there. When it comes to stage plays, I am there. This time around, this group is merging both acting with music. And I'm talking about the Telios Incorporated.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I have right here in studio, I have Andy Siao, who is a cast. If you actually watch The Guy in Black, yeah, that was him. And then also Belinda Odromafo, who is a cast director for Escape Room 413. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the chat.
Thank you very much.
Cast director, do you have a role for me, your next one? Let me ask this, let me take this out of the way before we start the conversation. Anything.
Yes, based on how this interview goes, I'll let you know.
Just the interview didn't even justify my inclusion. Oh. So I should justify my inclusion.
Yes.
What are the things you'll be looking out for? So I'll be focusing on that throughout the interview.
So with stage play, it's different from movies because with stage play, you have to be more dramatic.
Oh, so I have to be dramatic in the interview.
Very, very dramatic.
Thank you. I'll be very, very dramatic with the interview. But can you tell us a little bit about Telios Incorporated Event X? What is this all about? Because, you know, I have seen it, I love it. One guy in my office has been disturbing with, not disturbing, but I've been pestering me with like, oh, you have to interview these guys. Yeah, so I mean, can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, I think Telios Incorporated started over 10 years ago.
Oh.
It started in Butchie in Fansipim, together with a few other schools, but then Butchie was the origin, yeah. Yeah, so from that time up until now, we started going to the National Theatre, I think 5 to 6 years ago.
Yes.
Where we started in the exhibition hall for like 2 years, and then we've been doing the main hall for the past, I think, 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, but we've done with audience for, I think, 3 years. This year will be our 4th. The first 2, we did it, it was around COVID, so we just had to record and then post it on YouTube. So we have a lot of content on YouTube as well, so you can follow up on there. Telios actually means perfection, and so we do everything to perfection.
Wow, that's very beautiful. Now, can you tell me about Escape Room 413? Is this that? It's room 1, room 2, room 3, room 4, and then you've got into room 413, and that's where the action is.
Okay, so Escape Room 413, the 413 is actually talking about Ephesians 4:13. So we all come to the unity of the faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this year our theme is the unity of the faith. And so that's what we are portraying, and we are taking it from the angle of the escape room. If we know that in this world, we are God's children, but we are all coming from different places, different denominations, different characters, personalities. But at the end of the day, we all have one goal: to please the Lord.
Yeah.
So when God gives you a task, how are we going to work together to come to that unity of the faith? That's what we are portraying this year.
Wow. Yeah. Somebody sitting home right now watching us, what should be their biggest expectation coming to the National Theatre tomorrow? By the way, it's happening tomorrow. Yeah. So what should be their biggest expectation coming to the National Theatre tomorrow?
I think your biggest expectation is to just come open-minded, because a lot of things are going to spring up. You do not know where it's going from the first time the first cast speaks to the next. Things are just going to happen quickly, and it's going to be exciting It's going to be entertaining, but yet it's going to be edifying. By the end of the day, you should have the core meaning of what we want to do, which is the unity of the faith. You realize that as Christians and as believers and as people from all sorts of life, we need to be united to be able to do what God has called us to do, basically. So, yeah, tomorrow people should come open-hearted to enjoy everything that we have for them.
All right. Where is it happening? The time? Are we paying something? Or
Yes. So it's happening at National Theatre tomorrow. The first show is at 3 p.m. and the second show is at 7 p.m. And a ticket goes for 150 cedis. You can buy it via the short code we have, or you can buy it at the gate tomorrow. But if you want to get it at the gate, I'd suggest you come a bit early because there will definitely be a queue.
Yeah.
And with what my family said, that's Andy.
Okay.
Be ready to laugh tomorrow. It's going to be great. You will laugh a lot. And if you're like me and you think that, oh, I know what will happen, you should be in for a surprise.
Expect the unexpected.
Yes.
Wow. That's very beautiful there. Telio's Escape Room 413, which is going to be based on Ephesians 4:13. So before you go there tomorrow, make sure you've read Ephesians 4:13, which is going to be the basis for you to understand everything that will be happening. I mean, a few people want to say thank yous to before we go. My director's in my ears. That's I should. Yeah.
Okay, so we already know that it's God. Apart from God, we want to say thank you to the Total Family Health Organization, Andy, that's Waste Production. They help us with shooting everything. And we also want to say thank you to our director, Nikwe Texan, and Marvio for writing this beautiful script, and our head of production, Simpson, and every other person. We have so many financiers, and we are so thankful to them for all their supports. Tomorrow will be great, and we'll come back to say more.
All right. That'll be it. Tomorrow will be great, and we'll come back to say more. Thank you very much, Belinda. Thank you very much, Andy.
You for having us.
I'm looking forward to be there. I'll be there tomorrow, actually, to actually enjoy it. I love stage play, so it's going to be a good time for me to have a good time in the house of the Lord. I'm sure that's what will be happening tomorrow, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's be there tomorrow, 17th of November, to support the Telios Incorporated with Escape Room 413. First show is at 3 p.m. Second show is at 7 p.m. Let's make it a point to be there. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, we have more for you right here on the show.
Dr. Baumian once said,
Teachers are suffering. Teacher trainees are suffering. Nurses are suffering. And nursing trainees are suffering. Patients are suffering. Students are suffering. Traders are suffering. Pensioners are suffering. Drivers are suffering. Contractors are suffering. Civil servants are suffering, and farmers are suffering. Fishermen are suffering, and industries are suffering. Artisans are suffering, and Kayaye are suffering. The disabled are suffering, and men are suffering. Women are suffering, and children and Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. And both teams to score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the Bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver. Win, even if your bet misses.
In the heart of our communities, change is not just a dream, it's a promise.
I don't have to worry about rising costs and taxes. Dr. Baumia's flat rate tax system is a breath of fresh air. It means I can keep more of what I earn and invest back into my business.
I've seen so many changes in my lifetime, but what matters most is to feel secured. Dr. Baumia's initiative for the elderly is to make sure we are not forgotten. He's giving us the exact care that we deserve.
With digital skills training, I am no longer worried about the future. Dr. Baumia empowers us to thrive in a digital world, making us ready for tomorrow's jobs.
Job opportunities are crucial for my generation. Dr. Baumia is committed to creating job opportunities and entrepreneurship. With his vision, we can build our dreams.
Together, we can transform our nation. Dr. Baumia's plan aren't just policies. They are pathway for prosperity for every Ghanaian.
It's time for leadership that listens and acts. A vision for all of us, where every voice matters and every dream is possible. Vote Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Esoroho. Vote number 1 on the ballot.
Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working? How?
Who's that?
In collaboration with the Queen Mothers Association and then also supported by the Ghana Tourism Authority. And I have right here in studio the second Vice President for Musica here with me. She was here last week and she's here today too. Abna Rudy. How are you doing, Abna?
I'm blessed. And
man.
you?
It looks like yesterday. I'm doing fine. This was last week you enjoyed it so much. This week you were looking after here.
You know?
It's good. It's good to have you here. But I mean, we love what you're doing with this peace song. Of course, we all know what influenced it, but is this the first time it's going to be national? Because it looks like this one, it's more, it encapsulates literally everyone on the national level.
I mean, it's not the first, and it won't be the last.
Okay.
You know, like you rightly said before, it's an initiative of Musica, the Queen Mothers, supported by GTA. And it just happened that it came to national. That's how come we did it this way. But every election year, our regions, you know, bring out peace songs. The, last year, for instance, last election, for instance, Greater Accra
2020.
did it. Yes. Volta did it. So it's something Musica does. I mean, we have music in Ghana. If you want music, you know. And music has a way of bringing people together, you know, conveying messages in a very powerful and memorable way. And so we use this as a tool to help, you know, ease tension and all that. So it will not be the last. And like I said, it's not the first.
Yeah. But I mean, one of the people, things I noticed with this, and I'm going to ask you about it. I know you'd be like, I will. So, I mean, in there, we couldn't play the full thing, but in there we have King Aiso, but he opened it. We have Pat Thomas, we have Kofi Ajiman, we have She, we have a Chame Kwame, we have a Abena, Ruthie, Adina, and Amanziba. But it looks like it's only the... Because last week it was a conversation we were having here, and even Daddy Bosco was saying music is not for the old guys in the music industry. It's also for every single person, both young and old. But even in this project, you have pretty much the old guys with. Ochame Kwame will not say he's old, but he's old. But the youngest one I'll see.
Old.
Is it?
I'm also not old.
Ah, Abra, you are. But the youngest one I'll see, which I'll put in the young and the new school, is Adina. Why is this happening? Is it that you reached out to them and they didn't want to be part of it, or what? I mean, what caused us to only have one young person in this project?
Okay, so she is also not too old, so. Yeah. That makes 3 of us.
Okay, it's fine.
So it's a project, and it had, timelines.
Yeah.
And so as many as were called, these few, were able to make the time.
Okay.
So it had nothing to do with who is coming and who is not coming, but who is available.
Okay.
That's how come we have these people on it.
Nice. I mean, before we go, what will be your personal peace message to your people? And if I say your people, I would want you to also do it. If you can do it in the local language, I'll be so glad. If it's also in English, that's fine.
Okay.
To everybody who is watching us right now, the essence of peace in these elections, because you're actually preaching peace.
That's
What's
right.
the essence of peace in these particular elections that we are going to?
Right. So this song has a spirit behind it, and it says that each and everyone in there did the song on their own, and one person put it together. So I'm just saying that in our diversity, we should have that oneness, because we did it in our various places, and then one person in one place did this, and that's the spirit we are pushing to people out there, that it doesn't matter which divide you are, we have just one Ghana, we are one people. Let's make sure that we are maintaining our oneness even after, the elections. And so, Nyamekane say, abatwo enye ntokwa enye gidigidi. Obi kana sem wo so wo kan wo de tie ni de wo so kan wo de na no so ntie. At the end of the day no ye nyina ye me adwen ko benkrom ni ye hunu se Ghana wo hwe ye ni bi wo ba bia haya na ye tena entisi ye betena ni enya asumdwe a na ne se ye be ye baako ni ado ye ho na obi kana sem a wo nyina no nsi bone na emom no wobetie na ne e fa wo ho no wafa wo de siesie ho ehia wa no wato atwene no wakọ ba bi din abato ne yetu wi a ye be say didi
Yeah.
So all she said, yeah,
all right, so all she said essentially is, I mean, we have only one Ghana, so make sure that in our differences, we are actually united in our differences, because the song was produced by different people or sung by different people, but it was one person that was able to sit and put it together. So even in our diversity, let's be united. After the elections, we are still going to eat and we have to go to our farms and we are still on our own. So let's be mindful of everything that we do. Understand the next person and also make your point for the person to also understand it. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Ruthie,
too.
and we are looking forward to what Musica has for us for next year. That's your 50th anniversary.
Yeah,
We're
sure.
pushing that a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This is what time would allow us right here on the chat. I'll see you next week right here on the show where we have another exciting one for you right here on Channel One TV. I'm out, but continue watching Channel One TV.